Welcome to the new and improved Remo Show. Let's get it, let's go. What's goody yitty yitty? It's your boy Remo. And I'm pissed the fuck off. They done pissed me the fuck off, y'all. Why? I'll tell you why.
I don't give a fuck no more. They done pissed me off.
There's a viral video of this girl doing security, working, minding her own business. And some ignorant motherfuckers, possibly ignorant Negroes, pulled out their phone and started laughing at her. They started picking at her because she did security. You know, she had on her bright yellow security uniform, minding her own business, doing her job, not bothering anybody. Some ignorant ninjas they decided to harass her, bully her, and record her. And they started laughing at her, and she started crying. And then they started laughing even more harder when she started crying. I wasn't feeling that. You know, that shit pissed me the fuck off. Totally ruined my day. And people in the comment section thought it was funny also. I'm like, who are raising these motherfuckers? Who are raising these ninjas? Where are all these weirdos coming from? That shit pissed me the fuck off. Why? Because I do security.
They done pissed me off.
You know, I'm armed. You know, I work two jobs. You know, y'all see me here. This is my full-time job, and y'all see me in the office. That's my part-time job. But you know, I'm mobile security, and I do residential security. That's my part-time job. So you know, I've been doing security for quite a while, about 20 years now. You know, I make a good living off of it. Good benefits, good pension, 401k, medical, dental, you name it. And when did it become funny to work? I'm not asking when did it become funny to do security. I'm asking when did it become funny to see black people working? But now, if she was homeless and begging on the street, people will be like, oh, well, we got to have sympathy for the homeless. Oh, Trump is making everybody homeless. Oh, the Republicans. Oh, the Democrats started it, but Trump is raising everything, putting tariffs on everything, and it's making everybody homeless. Y'all have some compassion then, but when somebody trying to work, you know, to make money and save money or whatever, y'all think the shit is funny. Check this video out, y'all.
It's fucking wrong way. It's really wrong way. What the fuck is wrong way, man? Wrong way is fucking security guard.
Now, what the fuck was so funny about that? Let me tell y'all a story about me. I remember when I first started doing security. You know, I had people saying, telling me, oh, why you gonna do security? That's boring. I'm gonna tell you why. Because, and it was mostly my own people, family members, so-called friends and family members. I had something smart to say. Now, I was staying in the homeless shelter at the Salvation Army back in 2004, 2005. And the reason why I was there, because so-called phony family members, you know, turned their back on me. You know, but when I had my own apartment, I had my own bachelor pad, I wasn't going to let no family members, you know, sleep out on the street or go to a homeless shelter. You know, people would come to my house and crash out. You know, not wild out, but they would come and crash on the couch because they knew they could depend on me. You know what I'm saying? Some of my cousins, their girls will put them out, or their moms will put them out. They'll come to my house. I'll open up a couch for them. But when I needed somewhere to stay, they all sounded like Scooby-Doo. Huh? You need a place to stay? What? Oh, one of my cousins let me stay. Well, he didn't let me stay with him for a week. it was his wife, because his wife was like, well, you used to go over his house and sleep for weeks, for free. Why can't he come stay with us for about a couple days? It was his wife call, not his. He didn't want me to stay there, even though he mooched off of me for a couple of weeks. It was one-sided. This is my own family. So I ended up going to the homeless shelter, and it was this project in there called Project Redirect. What they do is they help you find full-time work. They help you get trades, certifications, you know what I mean? And your GED if you needed it. They help you go to college. They help you get grants. So I went in there and I got two things out the deal. I got my CDL, and I got my security license. And when I got out of the homeless shelter, I had an apartment, I had a job, I had all these certifications under my belt. And went to work doing security. They hired me right on the spot. And started off, I went from being in the homeless shelter to making like $15 an hour. And this $15 an hour was a lot back in 05. I think the minimum wage back then was like what? $8 an hour, $8.50 an hour or something like that. I was making damn near double than what everybody else is making. And then that's when I got my pistol permit the first time, shortly after that. And then my pay went up to like $17 an hour. Back in 2005, 2006 now, that was a lot of money. Saved up, bought me a car. I went from a homeless shelter to a nice apartment to my own car. Bought me a Pontiac Grand Am. And, I was rolling. But I had a bunch of naysayers. Oh, this motherfucker doing security. Oh, he a toy cop. He ain't shit. He a flashlight cop. I'm like, what the hell? Then I had certain family members saying, oh, security is boring. Oh, this Negro do a boring man's job.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
But when I was in the homeless shelter, y'all was nowhere around. Y'all was talking shit. Oh, this nigga homeless. But now, I'm driving. I got my own apartment. And then these motherfuckers had nerve to ask me if they could crash at my house, my new apartment. No. Fuck y'all. And I've been saying fuck y'all ever since. 20 years. No. Since that day, since I moved out, got my shit together, since I went from the homeless shelter to doing security and doing having my CDL, having all these certifications, nobody has ever stayed with me. I think my brother stayed the night one time. You know what I mean? But he wasn't pointing the finger. He ain't had nothing funny to say. But I'm just saying, my brother is the only person that stayed the night over my house in the last 20 years. And he only spent one night. And but like my cousins and all them, my uncles, one of my female cousins, she when she first heard I was doing security, this was back in 2007. She asked me how long I've been doing it. I said, about two years. And she was like, wow, what made you start doing security? How did you start doing security? Why did you start doing security? Who helped you get this? Who helped you get that? I was like, damn, man, just all you need to know is I do security. Just be grateful I'm working. And this was one of my older cousins. But what it was, she wasn't raised around any hard-working men. Because you fast forward 10 years later, she hit me up on Facebook because she saw I posted a picture of myself in my security uniform. This was when I was working at a bank. So I was dressed up in a suit and tie, strap. You couldn't see the strap because I had it, I had it in the holster underneath the coat. But I looked at like a private investigator or something. I looked like the black James Bond, 007. So she saw that picture and she called me. She was like, damn, you still doing security? She said it with attitude. I'm like, yeah, I'm still doing security. She was like, how long you gonna keep doing it? I said, I'm gonna do it maybe until I retire. And I said, even when I'm not working a security job, I'm still a security officer according to the state because I'm certified and my certifications are up to date. So I'll probably be doing security until after I retire, So she was like, wow, it's been about 10 years. And I said, what do you do? She was like, huh? I said, what do you do? I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Just say you do. Tell me you do nothing without saying you do nothing. You know, not used to seeing black men work. And she got mad at my responses. I ain't heard from her since. And a couple of my cousins, they all got felonies. All of them. Me and my brother, the only ones that ain't got no felonies. You know, these Negroes got felonies, so they got to do not, I wouldn't say low grade jobs, but they got to do jobs where they don't require background checks, because you got to have a clean record. You got to have a clean slate to do security. And a lot of these Negroes don't got no clean slate. You know, so they'll hate on you, not because they don't like you, but because you can do better than them. Like one of my cousins worked in a garbage factory. He worked at the recycling plant. Basically, you're dealing with garbage. You're sorting through garbage, pulling. And I've done it before. I did it as a temporary job. You know, I'm not ashamed to work. You know, I would leave my security job and go work at this recycling plant to make a couple dollars. I did it for a couple of weeks. You know, it was pretty good money. You just around garbage. You got to worry about, you know, heroin needles and shit. You got to put on a hazmat suit and all these, you know, and it's 90 degrees outside. You got this goddamn hazmat suit on and you're sweating, you know, but hey, it paid pretty good money. You know, they can lay you off anytime they want, like they laid him off. You know, he was another hater, talking about he gonna tell everybody on the job that I'm not used to getting my hands dirty. I do clean jobs, whatever that means. I guess he was trying to say I got a good job where I don't have to get dirty. Now that I'm working around garbage, I'm sedity. That's basically what he was telling the co-workers at the recycling plant, that I'm sedity. I'm like, hold on. How could I possibly be scared? How can I possibly be scared to get my hands dirty at this job when we all got to wear a hazmat suit? You wear thick ass gloves, so what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, nah, man, I was just saying, you do security, you ain't used to working in this shit, man. I'm like, but what you said don't make no sense. I'm like, yeah, I'm scared to get my hands dirty. I said, you meant everything you said. I was like, we wear gloves. Like, how can I be scared to get my hands dirty? Like, what the fuck? Needles can pop up on this line. What the hell? Everybody's scared to get their hands dirty here. What the fuck you talking about? You jealous ass, envious motherfucker. That's why I cut a lot of family members off, man. I love them, but I feed them with a long handle spoon. I don't fucking deal with them. I don't want to be around them. You know, I'll shout them out on Facebook. No, I don't want to chill over your house. No, you can't come over my house, because most of y'all freeloaders. I don't give a damn. No, family ain't family no more. A lot of people used to say crack cocaine ruined the black family. No, I'm going to tell you what did it. That did it too for a little bit. Not the off black family members, but certain family members got ruined by the crack era. But I'm going to tell you right now, social media is ruining a lot of families, because a lot of people vent their frustration and their anger on social media like I'm doing now. They'll put it on Facebook for the whole family to see, and then they'll start denigrating each other, and then they'll go run and hide in the privacy of their own home. They won't tell you that to your face. So they'll be passive aggressive on social media, and everybody will see this, and then everybody be like, oh, fuck him, fuck her. You know? Like I got one cousin, her son went to prison, and she went ranting and raving on social media. Oh, the family don't stick together. They don't help each other out. No. So my sister donated her some money, and then she went on Facebook again. Oh, yeah, people only want to donate a few dollars, and my son need more. My son was brought up, you know, in a good home, and, you know, what is $40? I'm like, fuck out of here. You'll never see a dime from my sister again. But y'all, some of y'all got family members that's worse than mine. I'm sure y'all had to cut some family members off too. But yeah, man, you got people that'll laugh at you for working, make you cry. You know, didn't make me cry. You know, motherfuckers was denigrating me, talking shit. It didn't make me cry. It just pissed me off. You know, it just gave me leeway. It just gave me the heads up to cut you off. But now this chick in the video, it's obvious she probably has some mental problems, but she's working. You know, that makes it even worse. You can look at her and tell, you know, she's probably diagnosed with some mental issues. I hope not, but maybe she is. If she is, why the fuck would you even laugh at her? You know what I'm saying? And you see she started crying. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. You reap what you sow. Y'all don't laugh at the drug dealer on the corner. Y'all give him props. He's ruining the community. But yeah, that's my man. He hustling. Yeah, he's selling dope. Yeah. Yeah, he ain't nothing to fuck with. Yeah, he making money off of crack. You know, he's selling dope. Yeah, he rolling. He's balling. That's my man. Meanwhile, your man's is destroying the community. And he's selling dope probably to your family members. You know, and his mentality, well, somebody got to do it. But when you see somebody doing security, you know, protecting the community and the well-being of tax-paying citizens, y'all laugh. That's funny to y'all. Yeah? All right. Yeah, y'all reap what y'all sow. Shout out to the real ones that work every day. Shout out to all my hard-working taxpayers. And salute to the veterans. You know, I tip my hat off to the veterans. We put my hat on and tip it off to the veterans. One love, y'all. Peace.
I don't give a fuck no more.
Right.
They done pissed me off.